Hi, everyone. Welcome. We're going to be giving attendees 5 minutes to join the workshop today. So we'll be starting promptly at 3:05 p.m. Hi, everyone. Again, we'll be starting at 3:05. Good afternoon and happy Thursday, everyone. We're excited to have you join Navigating City and Metro Contracting Opportunities presented by LA City Council President and Metro Board Member Paul Krekorian. If you happen to need technical assistance throughout the workshop, please feel free to reach out to Mildred Melendez. She will drop her email in the chat. We also have Rick Casillas, a contractor development manager, monitoring today's chat. If you would like to ask any additional questions, there will be a Q&A portion after the presentation. Today's workshop will foster future collaboration between LA City Departments, Metro, and the Regional Contractor Development and Bonding Program, as we refer to as CDAP. Small and diverse contractors are the backbone of the local construction economy. We are excited to share the city's and Metro's commitment to providing fair and accessible contracting opportunities for small and diverse contractors to participate in the public procurement area. Let's review today's agenda. First, we have Lakeisha Bearden. Next, we are honored to hear from LA City Council President and Metro Board Member Paul Krekorian, who has been a strong supporter of helping small and diverse businesses. Then Lakeisha Bearden will provide the benefits and services provided with CDAP. Next, we will hear from Janet Ramirez, finance analyst with Meriwether & Williams, who will speak on a brand new program, the Contractor Financing Assistance Program. We also get to personally hear from CDAP contractors Barbara McGee, Chief Executive Officer from Barbold Services, speak on their company's journey and success. And we'll get to hear insightful presentations, including opportunities from our partners at LAWA, Metro, BCA, and LADWP. So let the workshop begin. That being said, I'd like to introduce Lakeisha Bearden, Director of Program Development for the Regional Contractor Development and Bonding Program with Meriwether & Williams, the administrator for this program. Lakeisha.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Navigating Contracting Opportunities with our city president, council member, and board director, Paul Krekorian. My name is Lakeisha Bearden. I am the program development manager and director with Meriwether & Williams Insurance Services. We are the administrators of the Contractor Development and Bonding Program for the city of Los Angeles, LA Metro, and the county of LA. And we are excited to have you all here with us today as we partner in concert with Paul Krekorian, the council member, to really provide you with an understanding and idea of the opportunities that are out there for small businesses in the various agencies, but also just regionally. We understand as a small business, your time is valuable. So we want to make sure that the information that you're going to gather and hear today really is going to benefit your company overall. So again, thank you. But before we get started, I want to take a moment to introduce our city council president, Paul Krekorian, who is a champion of economic development. Paul Krekorian serves as the president of Los Angeles City Council, and he is its most senior member. In his 13 years as council member, he has been one of our region's most accomplished leaders in developing policies to protect the environment, create economic opportunity, ensure public safety, and promote responsible and ethical governance. Paul Krekorian is respected as a steady and effective leader in times of crisis. He was unanimously elected by his colleagues to lead the council in the aftermath of an unprecedented time of scandal and unrest in order to restore the public's trust in City Hall. Before his election as president, he had chaired the Budget and Finance Committee for the previous 10 years. In that role, he led the city to recover from fiscal catastrophe twice, during the Great Recession and the COVID-related economic collapse. On becoming president of the council, he immediately formed the ad hoc committee on city governance to consider long overdue reform to the city charter, including creation of a truly independent redistricting process, ensuring greater oversight to prevent corruption, revamping the city's lobbying ordinance, and reducing his own power as city president under the city charter. A member of the board of directors of both LA Metro and MetroLink, he helped expand both the bus and light rail service in San Fernando Valley, including conversion of the Orange Line busway to all electric buses, breaking ground for East San Fernando Valley light rail line, and preparation of a rapid bus line between North Hollywood and Pasadena. Before entering public service, Paul Krekorian had a successful 20-year private sector career as a business litigation attorney. Please welcome Paul Krekorian.
Well, thank you very much, Lakeisha. It was a very kind introduction, and it's a pleasure to be with you again and with Meriwether. I've done many of these workshops now with Meriwether Williams, and I really appreciate the work that you're all doing to help lift up our small business community here. In addition to the nice things Lakeisha said about my public service record, before I was ever elected to office, I spent 20 years representing businesses as a private sector attorney. And so I'm acutely aware of a lot of the challenges that many of you are facing. And even before that, I was raised as the son of an owner of a micro business in the San Fernando Valley. And my dad worked 6.5 days a week in the sun, keeping his business running and just trying to make a living for us. So I am very personally invested in trying to make Los Angeles a better place for our local businesses. And too often, as in all of my roles in government, whether in the city council or as a board member at Metro and Metrolink, too often I see that all of the procurement opportunities that we have tend to go to a very small number of very large businesses. And a lot of times they're not even in Southern California. So to me, it just doesn't make sense that the city of Los Angeles gives so many of our tax dollars to businesses in North Carolina that instead could be coming to small businesses in North Hollywood instead. And so it's been a big priority of mine to change that around. And so, among other things, we worked with the Los Angeles Business Council to create Compete for LA in anticipation of the Olympics, in anticipation of the World Cup that's coming, and many other contracting opportunities. We built on the model of the London Olympics and created Compete for LA, which is an opportunity to for small businesses to find these contracting opportunities more accessibly, to participate in some of those big events, to connect with prime contractors for events like that. And it will really enhance the participation of small and minority and women-owned businesses in some of that incoming opportunity that we have. So if you haven't registered yet, you should go to Compete for LA. That's compete, the number 4, la.usc.edu, and look at all the opportunities that are there and available for you. We created the Chief Procurement Officer for the City of Los Angeles, whose charge it is to make sure that we make systems more effective, that we do better outreach, that we ensure that the tools and opportunities available for us here in city government are more accessible to our local businesses. And so far, we've had great success, I think, in doing that. One of the outcomes of all that effort was the Regional Alliance Marketplace for Procurement, or RAMP. And if you go to rampla.org, again, this is a place where you'll find opportunities advertised by contractors, by other sectors of government, the City of Los Angeles, and other government entities. You'll be able to log relevant contract information, and you'll be able to get updates on commonly used procurement and contracting forms. It's just a great wealth of information for people who are businesses that are interested in doing business with the city and with other entities. And we've got a lot of big opportunities coming towards us. I mentioned the Olympics and the World Cup, but it's not just that. With Metro, we're spending more on local transportation infrastructure than any place else in America right now because of Measure M and the continuing projects that we funded under Measure R. There are almost limitless opportunities, particularly in the construction trades, but also related businesses as well, to be able to participate in that massive amount of public expenditure that's going into our public infrastructure. But we know that one of the biggest, small businesses face tremendous obstacles in penetrating the barriers to get into those opportunities. One of them is it's just so difficult to participate in procurement because you don't, as small business people, you don't have as much time as the large business people to fill out all the necessary forms and all the application process that goes into competitive bidding. And I recognize that. We're working to try to make that easier. And that's part of what Compete for LA and Ramp LA has been all about. But another big practical obstacle is just bonding capacity. If you want to be competitive for some of these big projects, a lot of times that bonding capacity creates a barrier to entry that small businesses are not able to penetrate through. So that's why the work that we're doing to try to reduce that barrier is really important, and why I hope one of your takeaways from today's workshop will be that you can get around that. And the Regional Contracting Development and Bonding Program really goes a long way in supporting our goals, both at the city and at Metro, of diversifying and expanding opportunities for small and diverse contractors to participate in those procurement opportunities, and also in building and growing their bonding capacity. All of these services are at no cost to contractors. So if you are enrolled in the Contractor Development and Bonding Program, you'll also have access to the Contract Financing Assistance Program, which we'll be hearing more about today, which can provide cash flow assistance for labor, materials, and other contract-specific expenses while you're waiting for the progress payments on your contract. It's another issue that we're working on, the timeliness of getting paid when you're doing business with the city and with Metro. That cash flow barrier is a big one for small businesses. The big businesses can ride it out. It's much more difficult for small businesses to endure that cash flow problem. So the Contract Finance Assistance Program is a way to help you to address that. So I just want to leave you with my firm commitment to making sure that as we advance as a city and as a region, as we're investing in our infrastructure, as we're finding new ways to deliver the services and the infrastructure that the public is depending upon us to deliver, I want to make sure that we're including as many local businesses as we can in that process, because it's not enough just to deliver the infrastructure. We want to deliver it in a way that creates the maximum number of local jobs, provides the maximum amount of local opportunity for small business owners, and creates as much opportunity to keep the revenue that's generated from that economic activity here in Los Angeles, so we can spend it on additional services as well. So it's a win-win for everybody. I'm thrilled that you are all taking the time out of your busy schedules to be a part of today's workshop. And I hope that you'll find it to be something that opens doors for you for future opportunity. And I thank you for being business people who are invested in Los Angeles, because I take great inspiration from entrepreneurs and business people who are investing in the future of our city and making a commitment to make a go of it here. It really is inspiring, and we want to help you to make your vision for your future come true as well. So thank you all very much for being a part of this workshop.
Thank you, Councilmember Krekorian, for those motivating words, and thank you for all the amazing work you do for the city of LA. We really appreciate your time.
And thank you, Councilmember. As you heard the Councilmember speak on, there's a tremendous amount of opportunity out there for small businesses like yourself, and but there are some issues. There's some, he talked about barriers to entry and just having more accessible contracting opportunities. And that's really what the Regional Contractor Development and Bonding Program is all about, is really providing small businesses like yourself in the construction field with the ability to navigate through a lot of the barriers that are currently exist, but just also to open up some doors for you to see that there are opportunities to do work with the city, to do work with Metro, and to do work with the county. Next slide, please, Vivian. So just a little bit about Meriwether. We are by license a commercial property and casualty real insurance brokerage firm. We've been in business for about 26 years now. We are headquartered in San Francisco, and we have programs throughout Northern California as well as here in Southern California. But what we're probably best known for is the contractor development and bonding programs that we administer. We too are a small business, women-owned business firm, diverse business. So we understand a lot of the barriers that the council member talked about, and want to make sure that we are providing businesses with the opportunities that they would not else be able to have if they didn't have services like this program. Next slide. So our mission is to reduce the barriers of bonding, access to capital, to enable greater opportunities for small and diverse businesses to compete on public works contracts. And we do this by way of our 4 pillars of contractor development. That's assessment and technical assistance, our bonding, contract financing and project assistance, our education and training and contract support, and our prime partnership program. And I'll go into a little bit on the next couple of slides, little more detail about each of those services. And next slide, please. So, but before we get into that, I think it's important to really understand, well, what is bonding and why is it important? Well, it's mandated by law. You, as a small business, any projects by over $100,000, you're required to bond, and it really is to protect the agency itself, because they're utilizing taxpayer dollars. So ultimately, they're trying to protect the dollars that are invested in particular projects that are funded by us, the taxpayers. So it's not intended to be of service to you as a contractor. It's to serve the agency or the government who is putting on that particular project. You have to qualify for bonding. Unlike insurance, where you're paying for your insurance, it's not the same. You have to qualify. So that's another reason why bonding is so important for construction businesses, because you have to be able to qualify for the bonding in order to do the project. I won't go into too much detail about this, but prime contractors do utilize the bonding instrument as a pre-qualification, because they know if you're able to bond, then quite frankly, they've already done the vesting, they've already, the sureties have already kind of looked into your credit, your character, capacity, and they know that there's a particular amount of work that you are able to do once you are qualified for a bond limit. Next slide. So we talked a little bit about bonding. We do have a bonding one-on-one class. If you're interested in learning and understanding a little bit more about that, you can find that on our YouTube page. We also have a few trainings that are coming up in the near future on bonding one-on-one that we can offer to you for additional information on that. So if you currently don't have a bond line, our program is working with sureties and brokers who we've been working with for about 26 years, who want to see small business succeed and grow. But if you already have a current bond line, we are there to work with you to increase your existing bonding capacity. Like the council member had mentioned, our new program, contract-based financing, is a service that we provide that we're really excited about, because it really does help businesses fill in that gap. As you know, a lot of times you're not getting paid for 30, 60, 90, even 120 days. So it's important to make sure that you have access to capital to be able to fund these types of jobs. Once you enroll in the program, you are assigned a dedicated account manager who acts as your business development manager. And I'll walk you through that on the next few slides. The program also offers collateral support. So again, we talked about bonding. What does that mean, and why is collateral so important? Because a lot of times the sureties are looking for how are you going to be able to fund this project if in case of a default? You have to be able to pay the agency back. So the collateral is there to really kind of move the needle for you in that direction. If your broker is looking for CPA prepared financial statements, the program offers a $3,200 cost subsidy to help with that. As you know, as a business owner, it can run from $10,000 to $20,000 just to get CPA prepared financial statements. So this program does provide that cost subsidy. We offer weekly bid opportunity alerts, and basically that's just geared to really identifying project opportunities, outreach events, networking opportunities, and a one-stop shop. We know as a business owner, you've been working all day, you have to come back home and look through all these various portals just to find bid opportunities or opportunities to network. So this is really a one place that you can sit down, kind of scroll through and identify opportunities for yourself to network and find job opportunities. Next slide. So a little bit about once you enroll. You'll be assigned an account manager who is your contractor development manager, and they'll do an assessment. That assessment kind of gets an idea of where you are in your business, identify some gaps, and then we create a work plan. The work plan really is a roadmap to help identify the best way to kind of overcome some of the barriers that you may have been running into, or things that you weren't aware that you need as a business trying to do public works projects. We also help with your contractor profile, which really is like a marketing capacity building. They call it capability statement. There you go. And that capability statement really is there to really showcase your work efforts, your experience, what you've done, and it's more than a business card. We also help with certification, really identifying what type of certifications would be best suited for your business, or if you're looking to do work with the county, or is there reciprocity with the city of Los Angeles, really diving into that, helping you understand exactly what types of certifications would be beneficial to your business. We also have our contract completion support. So we have our field support project managers who will walk with you in the field. They are reviewing contracts to make sure that you're crossing all your T's and dotting all your I's. We offer monthly workshops. I mentioned that earlier in terms of if you needed additional information about bonding, but we also offer other construction related topics as well. And then what we're really excited about is our construction training academy. We offer a construction training academy really is geared to helping you understand how to bid on public works projects, not even how to bid, but how you're supposed to be estimating these jobs. And then once you're awarded that project, how to complete that project successfully. And we do this by way of our prime partnerships, because we know that a lot of times as small businesses, you are a sub, you're not necessarily a general contractor. And so understanding how these prime contractors are looking at their subcontractors' bids, what you need to do to pre-qualify with them is why it's important for us to have our primes really partnering with us on some of these trainings. Next slide. So this is just an overview of some of the services that we offer before you're awarded a project. So we do attend the pre-bid meetings. We do provide, contract review. We can't provide the numbers, but we can definitely help you kind of look through that, consider any of those things that you may have missed or forgotten about or didn't consider. And so we just kind of probe you with questions on that. A lot of times we may be able to assist you with get documents notarized. And also, like I said, making sure all the signatures are there. A lot of times you can be deemed as unresponsive because of one signature. So just those types of things that we know that businesses don't necessarily have those extra set of eyes. That's what the program is there for, to support you on. And next slide. So if you are awarded a project and you are awarded a project through our collateral support, we do provide a contract monitoring. And it's important for us to make sure that, now you are awarded the project and we're excited about it, but we want to make sure you complete that project successfully. So there's a lot of things that we do in terms of, monthly check-ins. We'll help, review your construction schedule. Will help you with provide documentations that you may not already have, understanding, do you have a change order log, and making sure you understand how to document those types of activity that's happening in the project. Next slide. So I know I wanted to also introduce my colleague. This is our information here, but my colleague Janet Ramirez, who is on our team, and she is specifically with our contract-based financing assistance program. It's another aspect of our contractor development and bonding program, which is, again, another hurdle that a lot of businesses have is access to capital. So Janet will be talking a little bit about that, but all the services that we're providing here are at no cost to you. The agencies are actually making sure that they're investing in small businesses. And so I'll let Janet go ahead and speak to our contract-based financing assistance program.
Thank you, Lakeisha. We value all the work you're doing at CDAP, and thank you for all the support you do for our small contractor community. Janet?
Is Janet here?
It appears that Janet is not on at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and skip over this portion.
Oh, or I can speak to it really quickly.
Yeah, of course.
No problem. So we were talking a little bit about our contract-based financing assistance program, which is one of the, like I said, a key piece to the puzzle here. How do you qualify? Well, you must be a small business enterprise. And this is a lot different than acquiring just a basic loan, because we don't check your credit. We're not checking to see if you have existing capital. We used your awarded contract as collateral. So if you're awarded a contract, you can use that to show, hey, I've already received an awarded contract. We'll look at your cash flow projections. It's ideal for you to become pre-qualified before you're awarded contract, because it does take some time for the approval process. But it is important that you are using awarded contract as collateral, because again, we're not checking your credit and we're not checking to see if you have existing capital in hand. Right now, our interest rates are about at 9%, very competitive with the market. So I know a lot of businesses may be using credit cards at 18%, 25%. So we feel that this is a great alternative to, or kind of better than using those types of lending sources. Again, we think it's more than money. We say it's more than money because we're really teaching you how to cash flow your job. We want you to understand the ebbs and flows of the work, the ins and outs of certain cash distribution, and to really become more financially acute at exactly what it means to complete and monitor and manage a public works project. So if you are looking for additional information about a CFAP or our contract development program services in terms of bonding and collateral support, definitely this is a program for you. Like you heard, Rick Casillas is our contractor development manager. Please put in the chat, again, no cost to you. This is fully funded by the City of Los Angeles, the County of Los Angeles, and LA Metro.
Thank you, Lakeisha, for sharing all the valuable information that CFAP has to offer. Now that we heard the amazing benefits, our next speaker are here to share their journey with us today. Please welcome Barbara McGee from Barble Services.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, wonderful. First off, I'd like to give honor to be paired with Los Angeles Council President, Paul Krekorian, one of my favorites, and always pulling for them, because what I've recognized as a business owner and working with Meriwether and Williams in the contract and development and bonding program is that Los Angeles, unlike any other city, is pulling for us. They're pulling for us to be successful, small businesses to be financed, and small businesses to have an opportunity to participate in procurement. And that is what we need as small business owners, is that opportunity. You know, my husband and I, we started our business well, actually, he was 20 years in construction, and I was in several other businesses myself, such as a makeup artist in entertainment. I've been involved with many other things. He, 20 years in construction. And we started hearing about these procurement fairs and accessing LA. And I mean, there was all these, this buzz to start our own business and to contract. And we were like, what does that mean? So we were fortunate enough to run across someone called Dion Rambo, who put together Accessing LA. And there we were able to meet Meriwether and Williams. We met Lakeisha Bearden, who has anchored this event. We want to thank Ingrid Meriwether, who is one of the visionaries of Meriwether and Williams. And they guided us and said, you should come on over and you should be a part of this program. And the program sounded phenomenal. And we were like, well, yeah, we'd love to. We'd love to go to classes and courses and learn more about how to be business owners and how to play in procurement. But we didn't have the slightest idea of what that meant. So we went to our first class and it was phenomenal. And then it was free. And we couldn't believe that all this information was out there for us and gave us a hand up to be able to structure our beginning, certify ourselves, pair us with LA Metro so we could be certified, and then a bevelment of all this information came through. We were able to go to procurement fairs, meet and greets, do coursework in the bonding program to be able to take that business idea and make it to where we could actually land a contract.
Awesome. Thank you, Barbara. And go ahead and please feel free to expand on any additional resources that have been beneficial to you.
All right. Well, I had to make a list because there were so many. I wanted to say that having a contract development manager, such as Rick Casillas, having someone who really listens to you, helps you with your capability statement. That's something that is more, as Lakeisha said, more than a business card, but really directly allows you an opportunity to sit down and navigate a plan, what you offer, what your NACA codes are, what is your scope of work, and how does that relate to what the trend is and what they're looking for right now. Perhaps there's something that you have in your tool bag that maybe you haven't been certified in, then maybe you do best. And that is what having a development manager helps you to hone in on. Also, they have a weekly business letter that goes out that gives you an update on what's going on, where you should be, what virtual meeting you should be on to know what is available, what services in public works are happening, and what are they looking for. we found it extraordinary to be at their meet and greets and to be involved in the classes. At the classes, we were able to meet such primes as Swinnerton, PCL, Hansel Phelps. These are just a few of the partners that otherwise we would have never been able to meet them and let them know, hey, we have a service that can actually be something that you're looking for. With that meeting, we were able, in the class, we were able to secure a contract that went over 2 years with LAWA, which is your Los Angeles airports. And we worked on the ITF West parking structure. We worked with PCL through Meriwether and Williams introduction, with the CONRAC, which is one of the largest rental facilities. I think it's second only to the Pentagon. And when you are in construction and you are in environmental maintenance, that's a lot of concrete to cover. So we were very thankful for that opportunity. We've also worked with the LA Clippers on the brand new dome that's coming up. And if you notice, everything I listed so far is going to have a key play in the Olympics that Paul Krekorian was talking about. So being timely, being focused, having the help of Meriwether and Williams in their classes will help you also to guide your business in a successful direction. And that's what's most important. Once we were seen as bondable, once we were seen as we were able to fulfill a contract, then we had an opportunity to work on the tarmac resurfacing projects of Van Nuys Airport and San Bernardino Airport. So since 2018, I think that was quite a list, quite a blessing, but none of it could have been possible without the vision of Meriwether and Williams and without their program. I believe they call it the Contractor Development and Bonding Program. I second that. I think everybody should be involved with that.
Thank you, Barbara. Everything you shared was so encouraging, and we appreciate you taking time to speak about the CDAP program. We hope that your journey is filled with success, and thank you for being here today.
I have one last thing. I just want to say right here, when we first started, believe it or not, Meriwether and Williams was there. And under the direction of our past mayor, we were selected as one of the 5 women-owned businesses, best-owned businesses for the Power of Procurement, which was held last year. And again, we thank you, Meriwether and Williams. Without it, it wouldn't have been possible. So thank you for having us, and good luck to all that are listening.
Thank you. We hope that you secure more contracts with our partners. Have a good day. So now we have a poll question. I'll give you a few moments to answer this. Would you like to enroll in the program in order to receive free technical assistance and resources? Okay, awesome. Thank you. Now we'll dive into our sponsor presentations. There are so many construction opportunities going on at Los Angeles World Airports. And today we have our superstar, Sophia Cavalli, Capital Improvement Projects Industry Relations Director with the Development Group.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. And before I even begin with my marks, Barbara, what an inspiration to hear your personal story and very excited to hear that you're already doing work with the airport, with LAWA. And we hope that you continue to be a wonderful partner for us. So again, thank you for being here today, and thank you for sharing your very inspiring story. I also want to thank Meriwether and Williams for putting together today and for being a tremendous partner to LAWA. As you're going to hear today, we're going to cover a number of different things, but we certainly work together quite consistently. LAWA is unequivocally committed to including fair access to businesses, small and diverse, and to really foster economic impact here in the local region. So we are not only looking at transforming the airport and building buildings, but we're looking at how we're doing that and how we can do that in a manner that is including the diverse communities, the diverse businesses, and the diverse residents that live around Los Angeles. Next slide. So I just want to take a moment. There's lots of stats here, but I'm just going to take a quick moment and just cover a few points. So when we think of Los Angeles LAX airport in particular, it's the #1 origin and destination in the United States. It's also the 5th largest airport in the entire world. And in 2022, over 60 million passengers went through the airport. And we don't take any of these numbers lightly, which is why we have been on a journey for transforming how we are building. We're transforming externally the airport and also internal transformation on our journey towards really setting the gold standard for all airports. Next slide, please. So as we're talking about this journey that LAWA has been on, specifically $30 billion has been going into various capital improvement projects. So if you look on the slide on the right side, I'm going to focus where we're going. So in 2022, LAWA has a capital improvement program investment distribution that's going to continue to be allocated over an extended period of time for an additional $15 billion. So if you look on the right side of the slide, that's really going to, the largest share of those funds are going to be towards a number of different projects. But if you look at Concourse 0 and Terminal 9, those are really going to take up the largest share. We're going to talk about those projects more in particular. But again, as you can see, there's quite a few opportunities coming up. There's also diversification of the type of projects that are going to be coming through the airport, whether it's different programs and different terminals that already exist, new terminals. So this is a really, really exciting time here at LAWA, and we're excited and committed to have each and every one of you have opportunities to be part of this journey that we're on. Next slide, please. So as we are looking externally facing for our buildings, internally, we are looking at what we can do around continuous improvement. So we're looking at how can we provide access to small and diverse businesses, the industry at large. One of the first things that we're doing is we are making sure that industry has advance notice. Small and diverse businesses have advance notice. And one of the things that we are doing is having outreach events. And in particular, Meriwether and Williams has been a great partner for us. This year alone, we have had thousands of businesses, small and diverse, interfacing at numerous events as we're having opportunities coming up. We're also looking at how we can make improvements as far as our handbook, our design and construction handbook. So where can we streamline? Is there too many, we know that it's a very large document. How can we make it more accessible? How can we make it more easy? What really needs to be in there? What doesn't? How can we condense that? Prompt payment. How can we make sure that our vendors are getting paid promptly? We know that cash flow is critical for small businesses and diverse businesses. So we're doing everything on our end to make sure that as we are creating improvements internally, whether it's apps, whether it's our software, we're looking at how can we truncate our schedule internally to make sure that we are processing invoices as quickly as possible so that prime contractors, prime designers can funnel out that those funds and those monies to small, diverse businesses as quickly as possible. We're looking at where can we make insurance adjustments. So for example, do we really need to have the insurance on service contracts the minute we award a contract, or can we wait to require those insurance requirements once a purchase order has been allocated? So again, we're making all kinds of streamlining processes and internal enhancements so that we can get funding out to small, diverse businesses, and then also remove barriers. We're including micro businesses in opportunities. And then overall, we are looking at how can we have an impact for the community. So we're looking at it, small businesses, we're looking at it from the perspective of workers, who's working on our projects. We're looking at community at large, the next generation of leaders, internships, scholarships, etc. So we're looking at all of this even before documents go out to the marketplace, looking at different evaluation criteria and how we're going to score things and how we're going to evaluate. And then, of course, as we're having our communications out into the industry with pre-proposal meetings, pre-bid meetings, outreach events even prior, everyone's getting information well in advance so they can start planning for all of these things. Next slide, please. So this next slide here really speaks to individuals working on projects. So we have small businesses, large businesses, medium-sized businesses, diverse businesses working on our projects. We also want to make sure that the workers that are actually building these very transformational, exciting projects also reflects the diverse community of Los Angeles and includes local businesses. How do we get individuals that maybe haven't been part of the industry onto these projects, making them aware of that? All of our projects have, construction projects have a project labor agreement. So when you look here, you can see the vast number of workers that have already been participating on projects, the jobs that have been created, the hours, and we're tracking that economic impact. So these numbers here are a little bit higher actually, but this really just gives an indication of, again, we are tracking all of this information. We're being very intentional, and we'll have updated information soon within the next week or so. Next slide. All right, so this slide really is what we're excited to talk about. So if you look on the left side here, we have a number of opportunities that have already gone out to the marketplace. But before I speak to that, we are very, very excited here at LAWA that we have put in place now a multiple award task order contracts model, which now enables small, medium, and large prime contractors or large designing firms, professional services firms, to be included in our opportunities. So this is really exciting for us here at LAWA. And this actually is, as you can see here, we're out in the marketplace already with planning and design. That's going to be closing very soon. Program services was posted already, and that will come due at the end of the year. And then we have the construction RFQ, which is also posted and will be coming due next year in Q2 2024. I can't believe that we're already talking about next year, 2024. And then also public art consultant services is going to be posting at the first of the year. And then those proposals will be due in Q2. Major programs and projects, Terminal 9. I'm going to talk about this project a little bit more. We already had our outreach events related to that. And then as far as the design components, we had a pre-proposal meeting just last week. Our wayfinding program, I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in slides 2. That's coming up first part of next year. Any questions that you may have around any of these existing or upcoming opportunities, the email to send questions directly to TDG Procurement is right there. So tdgprocurement@lawa.org. Next slide, please. Okay, so I know we're short on time, so I'll move quickly. So for the airfield and terminal modernization program, this is actually going to make up about 70% of that pie chart of what I showed you and earlier in terms of all of that 15 billion that's part of the 2022 capital improvement program. So we have Concourse 0, we have Terminal 9, we have airfield enhancements. And so let's just go ahead and go on to the next slide and we'll start talking about some of these. So Terminal 9, this is a very exciting project for LAWA, a flagship project. We have individuals from all over the world. We're getting global international attention as part of this project. It's going to be our largest project ever here at LAWA. Very, very excited about it. The square footage alone, when you look at that, is approximately 1.4 million square feet. It's 40% larger than MSC North. Very, very, very large project. It will be a 4-level structure. It's going to have international and national domestic flights coming to and through the terminal, concessions, and have a lounge. There's lots of innovation that's going to be applied on this project, whereby open spaces, the experience of our guests traveling through Terminal 9. So this is really an exciting project. There's going to be a lot of opportunities. And LAWA has been very intentional and put a lot of thought into what we are asking of the industry at large to build this project, whether on the design side and what's going to come after that as part of the procurement process for the construction of it. So we're looking at it from end to end. And so already in the design side, we've included a lot of emphasis on inclusivity and workforce development. So you're going to see that as you track this project. So this is on LA Bavin already. Next slide. Concourse 0. So this actually is going to be a 3-level project. This will connect to domestic and international gates as well. It's going to have domestic baggage claim. And this will also connect to the automated people mover project, which is currently underway at the airport, which I'm sure if you've been to the airport recently, you're seeing the transformation. You can start to see that the guideway that's already up more and more. So next slide. MSC South. So this particular project will be a LEED Silver project. Square footage is 150,000 square feet. And this will also have concessions and ramp support. We can go on to the next slide. And this one here is really going to be a very large program for LAWA. So the signage and wayfinding enhancement program. This is really going to be the external facing transformation of the airport, really around the guest experience. And LAWA is looking at this from multiple perspectives on how we guide our guests through various aspects of the airport, and looking at integrating the latest technologies, looking at every aspect of what it's like for a guest to come to our airport and how we can enhance that experience. So very, very, very exciting. And that will be released, as mentioned before, it's coming out later. And next slide. So I'm going to leave you here. So all of the projects and programs that I've just talked about as part of the capital improvement program, again, LAWA is being very, very intentional about not only how we're going to build these projects, but what that's going to look like and what that's going to mean for the local residents, for the local businesses, and how we're going to make an impact that leaves a legacy. So with that, we're looking at, again, the inclusion of small, diverse businesses. How can we maximize that? How can we grow their capacity through mentor protege opportunities? Strategic partnerships. What can we do in the community? How can we leave a lasting impact in the community? Looking at K through 12 schools around the impact area, schools and school districts. Again, how can we engage local students to have an interest in the industry, looking at this from a legacy perspective? We're going to build these mega projects, and how can we leave a lasting legacy for young people, getting them inspired to be thinking about all the various career opportunities, where they want to be a designer, where they want to be an engineer, where they actually want to be a craft worker. getting them thinking about that. So capacity building and strategic partnerships across businesses, workers, and the local community at large. LAWA also has a pre-apprenticeship program that gets pre-apprenticeship readiness program that gets individuals trained and ready and certified with various certifications to be able to enter the trades. This is a very, very exciting program that LAWA has, and that is something that our team is working very closely with. Local worker hiring, again, how can we make sure that local workers and local residents are working on our projects? And then internships, again, including the next generation of leaders to be working on the projects as interns, but also having career opportunities after that. So again, thank you very much for your time, and we wish you every opportunity to connect with us and find out information, and we'll make sure that you continue to stay informed and be able to get involved. This last slide here is what I will leave you with, and this is where you want to go, whether you want a contracting opportunity with the city of Los Angeles, or do you want one with the airport? So everything's posted. So all of those contracting opportunities, the different projects that I already spoke to that were posted, this is where they're posted. So you're going to want to get registered on here. We capture all that information, and as documents get entered into the system and posted, you automatically get emailed. So I just can't encourage you enough to get listed here, because again, for all the various departments, for the city and for the airport, you'll be able to avail yourself of those opportunities. So again, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sophia. We appreciate all the amazing work you and the development group are doing over there at LAWA. Next up, we have Olga Lopez from LA Metro's Diversity and Economic Opportunity Department. Please welcome Olga Lopez.
Hi, Vivian. Good afternoon. And Sophia, so great to hear about all the amazing work that you're doing at LAWA. Congratulations. It's great to see how we're all in for the same, we're looking for the same small businesses and the opportunities that are available with our agency. Next slide, please. One more time. Thank you. I am representing Metro's Diversity and Economic Opportunity Department. Also, this includes Metro Connect. The role that we play in Diversity and Economic Opportunity Department is that we're your friends on the inside. We are the advocates for the small business community, and we serve as the system navigators. We have responsibilities within our unit, and that is to administer and oversee the small business programs initiatives, promoting the contracting opportunities, the resources that we have available. We also provide training, and we set goals on our contracts. So if you're a DBE, SBE, DVBE, you will definitely have an opportunity to benefit from these programs. Last but not least, we also have the responsibility of monitoring compliance. Next slide. In our small business, we're always seeking the small business participation. We believe that the small businesses are essential to building and maintaining our fast-growing transportation network. And over the next 30 years, we're going to need almost an unimaginable range of products and services. This includes architects, builders, contractors. So we need you, and we need the large and the small businesses to help us do the work that the taxpayers have entrusted Metro to do. Next slide, please. Metro's vendor portal. It's not showing here, but that's on purpose because we want, I like to take this opportunity to reiterate to visit the vendor portal at metro.net/connect. Metro.net/connect. You can send me an email at lopezo@metro.net if you have any questions. And I will be sure to share my contact information in the chat, Rick. So you'll be receiving that soon. Next slide, please. I'm going to talk about the certifications that we offer here at Metro. Next slide, please. If you haven't had an opportunity to become a Metro certified business just yet, we encourage you to begin that process. It serves it's very similar to a professional certification. It documents a special capability or a status that is going to help you compete in the marketplace. It also is going to increase your visibility to the prime contractors who are required to meet the SBE and DBE utilization goal. Next slide, please. At Metro, there's two types of certifications that we accept, and that is the Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, the DBE, and the Small Business Enterprise, the SBE. We also we accept and we recognize the Disabled Veteran Business Enterprise, the DVBE certification. This type of certification, however, is provided to small businesses by the Department of General Services, DGS. Next slide, please. We offer the certification application. It's available to you online. Metro, pardon me, was the first California Unified Certification Program member agency to implement an online certification and management system. This application has been designed to streamline the process for the applicants and eliminate the need of hard copy submissions. This online certification includes some key features which are important, and that is that it's a user-friendly platform. It offers a tracking tool to check on the status of the applications. It also offers free webinar, and it's a system training to walk you through the form and the process. And it offers a 24-hour technical support. Next slide. And here is where you can go online to access the certification online application. That's metro.gov2g.com. If you require more information about the certification application, you can send an email to my colleagues here at Metro, and their email is certificationunit@metro.net. However, if you prefer to speak to someone on the phone, you can reach them at the number that is included on this slide. And again, all of this information is included in Metro's website, metro.net/connect. In this website, you will also have the opportunity to learn about events that we're hosting. And Metro has partnered with Meriwether and Williams. We are implementing a brand new program here at Metro, in case you haven't heard. It is the Contracting Financing Assistance Program, CFAP. We are going to host 2 virtual information seminars, completely free. The first session is scheduled for Monday, October 9th, and the second session is scheduled for Monday, October the 16th. Both workshops will be from 10 to 12 noon. And again, you can access online, but make sure you visit the vendor portal to register to attend the events. I also want to reiterate that on our website, you'll be able to access all of the outreach events that we're hosting throughout the months, the year. And I want to call the attention to an upcoming event, which I think would be of great benefit to your network, Vivian. The Inglewood Transit Corridor Project, the ITC project, has shortlisted their prime contractors who are bidding on the project. There is going to be an outreach event on Wednesday, October 25th. Metro will be participating and will also be providing a presentation on how to become certified. But what is important is that you will have an opportunity, small business, to be in front of the potential prime bidders on the Inglewood Transit Corridor. Remember, Wednesday, October 25th, 5 p.m. at the Inglewood Senior Center. We hope that you will have an opportunity to join us and the Inglewood Transit Corridor project. Next slide, please. And if you are interested in getting emails directly from us, I invite you, again, visit metro.net/connect. Thank you very much, Vivian. This concludes my presentation. Hey, Barbara.
Thank you so much, Olga. We appreciate all the work you do, and thank you for sharing your knowledge today. Next up, we have Melissa Savage, Senior Management Analyst with the Department of Public Works Bureau of Contract Administration. Welcome, Melissa.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. We're going to cover a lot of the same acronyms that you've already heard from some of the people who've spoken already. My section at the Department of Public Works oversees we are the Office of Contract Compliance, but specifically the Centralized Certifications Administration. So most of the certifications that you have heard spoken about, we are the people who review them and either approve or reject them. We don't do all the certifications within the city of LA, but we do quite a few of them. And so if you want to go ahead to the next slide, we can start talking about them. So the first category of certifications that we both certify and recognize from other agencies are ownership-based certifications. As you can see here, you've seen some of these acronyms already. So there's minority business enterprise, women business enterprise, disadvantaged. We also work with LAWA. We have a section that specifically processes airport concessions, disadvantaged business enterprise, ACDBE. And then, as Olga just mentioned, the disabled veteran business enterprise, they have one specific to LAWA as well. One of the things that's very important, and we see a lot of it, is actually who owns the business. It has to be 51% owned and controlled by the person that you are putting on as a minority or a woman or disadvantaged. And what we mean by that is that if you have a construction business and your wife is a kindergarten teacher, you can't list your wife as the 51% owner because they do not have expertise in the company's core business or hold possession of the licenses and credentials required to conduct the firm's business. Another thing to note is that all of these are for-profit businesses. We do have one specific that I'll show you in a little bit that is available to nonprofits, but all of these certifications are specific to for-profit business owners. Go ahead and go to the next one. So the next section is location-based certifications. So these are businesses headquartered in Los Angeles County. Sometimes they're referred to as LBPP applications, which is the Local Business Preference Program, but that is an umbrella term that encapsulates these three types of certifications. So there is a local business enterprise, a local small business enterprise, and a local transitional employer. So the first one, local business enterprise, that one is pretty specific. We just have to verify that you are physically located within the county. The next one is you have to meet all the requirements for the LBE, but you also have to prove that you don't have a gross income over $5 million per year provided in your tax returns. And then the third one is the one that is open to nonprofits as well. That's the local transitional employer. So these are firms or organizations that specifically target and hire transitional people. So these are people coming out of the prison system, addicts, other at-risk sort of people. So it's giving them job opportunities because they may not necessarily have access to jobs in the regular marketplace. Go ahead and go to the next one. And then these are the recognition-based programs. So small business enterprise for proprietary, that's DWP, LAWA, and POLA. These are different than the city because LAWA also mentioned in their presentation that they are two different entities. So then the next one is the small business enterprise that is specific to Los Angeles. Next is the emerging business enterprise, which is micro small businesses. And the disabled veterans business enterprise and the LGBTE sort of certification. And those are done, as was mentioned previously, the disabled veteran is done by the California Department of General Services, and the LGBTE certification is done by the National LGBTE Chamber of Commerce. So their websites are shown there. Oh, no, that's fine. You can go to the next one. And as everyone else has shown you, here is the Ramp LA page. It is crucial to be on this particular website. It's the first step actually required to apply for the local business preference program. Those applications are only available through Ramp. You must apply through Ramp. You must have an account on Ramp. The other ones that we do, the MBE and the WBE, those are still paper applications. You can print them off of our website. The website is right there. And those can be sent to us, either you can mail them, drop them off, email them, fax them, all of those are available. Those are the ones that we do in-house. The DBE and ACDBE, it's the same one that Olga was referring to, so it is through that same CUCP website. Go ahead and go to the next one. So that is it for my slides. This is our website, the certification website, as well as an email for general inquiries. I will put out there, we have a lot of questions about how long it takes to process certifications. And a lot of that really depends on you, the business owners. There's a variety of different types of paperwork, tax returns, different kinds of things that we require in order to verify that you are who you say you are and are doing what it is you say you're doing. And the faster that those documents can get to us and the more accurate those documents are, then the faster we can process those applications. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Melissa. We appreciate everything you're doing. And thank you for sharing all this important certification information. I just want to remind everyone that we will be sending out this slide deck with all the necessary information that all of our speakers are presenting on today. So thank you. Next up, we have Julie Huang from the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. Julie?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me today. Again, I'm Julie Huang from the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at LADWP. Next slide, please. Today, I'm just going to go over a few contracting opportunities that are coming up. Next slide, please. And just a little bit about LADWP. We're one of the largest municipal water and power utilities in the nation, and we serve over 4 million residents and businesses in Los Angeles. In 2022, we were awarded over $1 billion in contracts and for goods and services, and we have a lot more opportunities coming up in the next couple of years. So next slide, please. So one of the contracts that are going to be posted on Ramp LA in November is going to be the Western Trunk Line Phase 2. In this project, it's to replace approximately 14,000 feet of riveted steel concrete and welded steel pipe with 36-inch welded steel pipe and earthquake-resistant ductile iron pipe. The scope includes mainline improvements and replacement of the Manchester regulating station, Some of the subcontracting opportunities for this project include earthwork salt cutting, hauling, paving, welding inspections, shoring design, and pipe disinfection. And they're not limited to just those subcontracting opportunities, but those are just a few that are going to be included in this project. Next slide, please. So for next, anticipated in January, there's going to be a design build opportunity for the Western District Yard facility. For this one, it is going to be the design and construction services renovating the existing district yard in West Los Angeles. And this is again going to be a professional service.
What?
It's going to be a
Attachment?
design build. For the
It's compressed
subcontract-
file.
For
We
this,
have
I'm so sorry, can everyone mute their mics at the moment,
Yeah, it's zipped.
aside from Julie? Thank you.
Mm. It's because like to send those photos, it's
and
Sorry about
so-
that, Julie. Go ahead. Thank you.
No problem. So for this one, as you can tell, it's a huge project. So there's going to be a ton of subcontracting opportunities for this design build. There's going to be some urban design and engineering services. There's going to be permitting services, environmental and planning. There's going to be a lot of geotechnical engineering services. There may be some aspects of asphalt paving, landscaping, plumbing, heat and air conditioning, and also highway, street, and bridge construction services. So please, if you're interested in this design build, just be on the lookout. It should be released in January on Ramp LA. Okay, next slide, please. So for the Quickly Sage Pipe Cement Mortar Lining Removal Project, it's anticipated to release in February 2024. This is a construction contract that's going to essentially be near the Los Angeles Aqueduct number 1. It's to clean and cement mortar line the Quickly Sage pipes. So for this one, the subcontracting opportunities are going to be the material and services and trucking. It won't be limited to those subcontracting opportunities, but those should be the main ones. And that one, there's going to be a small business disabled resident business certified goal for 8%. So there is a lot of subcontracting opportunity for this one as well. Next slide, please. So for all of the 3 procurements that I just went over, all of them can be found on Ramp LA at the anticipated release dates that I just mentioned. For further details, please make sure that you are registered in Ramp LA to pull up the bid information. And just make sure to look at it at the time of anticipated release so that you'll find it. If you go in earlier, you may not be able to see that project. So just make sure to keep in mind that during the release date, that's when it's going to show up on Ramp LA. Okay. Next slide, please. And for all upcoming procurements, not just the 3 that I mentioned, but all procurements that are going to be released for LADWP, we have a supply line newsletter that's online. It's an 18-month look ahead, and it's released quarterly. It's divided by 3 sections: water, power, and joint, and that's all of the procurement opportunities that are upcoming for DWP before it hits Ramp LA. And on there, they would have the targeted release date. They'll have a description of the project itself and also the estimated amount. So it will give you a little bit more information than what I just mentioned earlier. So if you need additional information, please make sure to check out Supply Line. And for all of our procurements, that's over $150,000 for services, construction, and rentals with operators, we have a SBE DBB participation program. It's a contract-specific mandatory SBE and or DBB participation requirement that is set as a percentage for each contract. And for bidders, they must meet this minimum requirement in order to be deemed responsive for our product. So for the 3 that I mentioned earlier, they each have a different percentage amount for the SBDVB contract, and that will be mentioned in Ramp LA when it's posted. Okay. Next slide. Oh, and that's the end of my slides. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. We appreciate all the work you do at LADWP. So next we have Lakeisha Bearden for final remarks.
Hello, everyone. I hope you found all that information very valuable. You'll notice there's a common theme. Small business advocates, as well as opportunities. They exist. So I'm going to take a quick moment here to just see if there are any questions for myself or any of our other participants today. And so, Rick, I don't know if there are any questions in the chat you want to bring up, but now would be the time to ask those questions if you have any direct questions for myself or any of the panelists.
Actually, Lakeisha, I've been answering them as they've been coming in, nothing specific. And I know I saw one other person ask one of our presenters directly, and I think they got a response from them as well. So everything is good so far.
Okay, perfect. Well, again, we thank you for taking a time out of your afternoon to join us. Again, there are a tremendous amount of opportunities out there for small businesses in particular. And we want to make sure that you're taking advantage. Sometimes you don't know what you don't know, and we're here to help you navigate that. So again, thank you. I want to give a special thank you to our council member, Paul Krekorian, as well as Sophia Cavalli with Los Angeles World Airports, Olga Lopez with Metro, Melissa Salvage with the city, and Julie Hung with DWP. So thank you again and have a great rest of your evening. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
And thanks, Barbara.